For a look at the latest business headlines, let's bring in business and markets analyst and NewsMax contributor Seth Denson and accounting professor at Montclair State America's accountant Dan Geltrude. Gentlemen, welcome.
Good morning.
All right, let's start with the market. So despite the plunge we saw in pre-market activity yesterday, the markets still found their way into the green. The Dow gaining just 92 points, the S&P adding 63 points, and the NASDAQ taking a healthy jump up 436 points. Futures so far, we'll take a look at that. But Dan, there's so much uncertainty, right? Yesterday morning, we were looking really bad, but then as the afternoon went on, things got better. What should investors be looking at moving forward?
Well, I'd like to think, based upon what happened yesterday, because we didn't start off very well at all. Seth and I talked about how investors needed to stay calm, not get emotional. Again, the goal is not to buy high, sell low. So I think it was a good thing that the investors hung in there yesterday. As far as where do we go from here, there is so much uncertainty. You have no idea which direction war will go in. And based upon that, I believe that the market is going to continue to show some extreme activity, both high and low, for quite some time.
Yeah, futures are down this morning. Seth, global oil prices surged past $100 a barrel. The Nord Stream 2 pipeline, it shut down. So how high will oil prices rise? And what do you think this means for everyday Americans? Because somebody just told me today they were paying like $4.75 at the pump.
Yeah, well, I think, listen, Alison, that question right there hits the nail on the head of why the markets did what they did yesterday. We talked about it yesterday, Dan, you and I did, about we needed the president to come out strong. Now, all morning long, we've been talking about how weak we thought that speech was. But there is no patriotism in money. There is no patriotism in the market. It doesn't care. It just needed the president to come out and say something, anything. The bar was so low. To that point, this is what Putin knows. How high is oil going to get? It's probably going to go up for a little bit. Russia supplies 40% of Europe's energy. 40%. Russia and Putin knows they're not going to last long without it, and the U.S. isn't going to replace it. We are a net importer of oil. And so, as a result, our oil prices are going to go up for a while until we cave. And likely we will, because we care more about energy than we do patriotism or our fellow man.
Interesting. Dan,
and Seth,
go ahead, Dan.
How about this one? I want to add something to that. You know what else people are forgetting about Russian energy? For the United States, behind Mexico and Canada, who's the third exporter of oil into the United States? One guess.
That's right.
Russia.
Yeah.
We're compromised as well. Putin knows that.
And one other thing, Allison, not to talk about this, and this tells you how much the markets don't care. Russia's market, up yesterday. The ruble, up yesterday. So all of these sanctions, all of these things that we're supposed to get under control, and their market was up. These sanctions don't mean squat.
Yeah, Dan, to that point, right? So the ruble, it was falling, but I mean, these sanctions, they don't really seem to be impacting Putin at all, or Russia, or they won't.
That's because what Seth is talking about is absolutely right. No matter what short-term pain Russia is going to feel, Putin has already calculated that. Look, we may not like him. He's certainly not a good guy, but nobody is saying he's stupid, and nobody's saying he's not calculating. He has factored in all of these different scenarios as to what the fallout could be, and he's gambling on the fact that eventually the West will weaken. He'll realign his ties around the world. We've talked about China, and he'll find alternatives to keep his country going, or his countries plural.
Hopefully not.
That's right. And if you don't think that Putin has already moved his money where he thinks it's necessary, money is mobile. We talk about that all the time. He may be the richest guy in the world, and nobody knows it because you don't know where all his money is.
Well, that was what I was going to ask, because everyone says, well, these sanctions, but I've read that he's been planning this obviously for a long time. So he's been moving money around. I mean, and nobody knows where it is, right?
Listen, he has been playing a game of chess on this. We're sitting around playing a game of checkers. And we're literally just taking our jumps one move ahead. Putin has played the field. He has set this sucker up. And for months he was doing it. And he was doing it in plain view. We were all sitting there watching it. We've been talking about this for months. And he kept playing it, and we just kept kind of sitting there. And that's exactly what's going on. That's why he's not scared. He's not deterred. Now the Russian markets aren't deterred. The global markets aren't deterred. This is just, it's It's a song and dance show. It really is. I just don't get it.
We're steps behind, unfortunately. All right, Seth Denson, Dan Geltrude, thank you so much for helping us analyze the cost and effect of war. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
And
Thank you.
stay